liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom.
You're tapped in, so let's get right to it. So we're starting to see a lot of many more Asians coming out of the woodwork and explaining, hey, we don't have any problems with the Black community. We're not racist. We're not biased. We love you guys. When the reality is the opposite. Historically speaking, of course, most of us realize and know for a fact that Asians, as long as they've been in our communities with their businesses, have had an issue with Blacks. Though they want our money, our dollars, they had very little respect for us, our people, our children, and our women. So we're seeing these Asians coming out and saying, no, you guys got it wrong. We're cool. Why are we going at each other's throats? Why is this? We supposed to be together. We're all minorities. Yeah, we've been through this. That's the thing. Blacks have always known this. We know this system better than any of you. But when you got here, or when your people migrated here, that wasn't the outlook. That's not how you got it. You know, you got here and you were immediately indoctrinated when you got here, or you were indoctrinated before you got here in your own land with hatred and despise for Black people. So when you got here, that's what came out. You know, that's what came out. This is nothing new to us. We think now that because we are serious, and most of you see that now, that, okay, oh shit, we're in trouble. What can we do? Not necessarily to fix the problem, because there are all kinds of solutions that you guys could have been and done decades ago to prevent such a thing from occurring in our communities. But you didn't do that. You were okay with the status quo. You were okay with racism and having a white supremacist mindset in our communities. You know, the fact of the matter is our community was the only one you could go to. And there's probably resentment there based upon that. That historical reality, but that resentment is directed and directed to the wrong people. You know me. Of course, I have a clip, and I want to share this clip with you guys. You know, in this clip, there's an Asian guy talking, and I've said this on this channel many times since this thing has occurred and will continue to occur, that they're going to come out of the woodwork. They're going to come with all these explanations and excuses as to why we should be together, why we should work together, and why they love us, why they really don't hate us, and why we should not point at the whole demographic as opposed to the guy that pulled the trigger. No, you all had your hand on the trigger. You all have held that gun to the backs of our people. You've all disrespected us to a great degree. To a great degree. Most of you saw this stuff festering in your communities, in your homes, and did very little to correct it. Most of you considered or thought that, you know, they'll keep standing for this shit, so I ain't got, you know, they'll go for it. As long as they go for it, I have nothing to say about it. And then, boom, reality hit and shocked you guys right back into the present. Here you are now talking about, wait a minute, whoa. Why are you boycotting our businesses? These same businesses that have taken money out of our community, and not once have any of those businesses brought money back to our community in terms of helping to build our community up. Bringing back to the community that sent your children to college, that feeds them, that has put a roof over their heads, bought you guys great cars, nice bank accounts. Not once have any of you come back to our community and say, hey, we have X amount of dollars for to put into a pot to build a recreation center, a STEM center, anything that would help the youth, the people in this community that that shops at our stores, that buys our goods. We want to give back because we respect you guys. We appreciate you. Not a one. Not a one. But now you all are coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, wait. It's just like one of them movies, from the East, where, the guy gets caught up like, oh, wait, hold on, though. Oh, he don't have a little swag about the whole situation now. No, we're not buying it anymore. You know, the fact of the matter again is that this has been going on. This is nothing new to us. This is nothing new to us. We understand how a lot of you've come into this country, and you've pushed, have not only pushed, but been a part of the model minority myth. We understand full well what's going on. And we've had enough. It's not about a boycott anymore. And I say this to my people more than I say this to the Asian community or any of those who may be listening. It's not about a boycott anymore. It's about the eradication of your businesses from our communities. It's about Black men and women, as well as our youth, catering to ourselves now.
Investing in our youth is the most effective way.
That's what it's about. We're no longer concerned with any of this stuff you guys are talking about. We're at the end of our rope. And in fact, there's no more rope. We aren't trying to hold on to anything. We've let it go. We've let it go. And because, like I said, most of us understand what is taking place, what has taken place, and what will continue to take place if we don't do what's absolutely necessary for our people and our communities. And it should be also understood that we're not doing this out of anger. We're not motivated by anger. And if anyone is in the Black community, let me set you straight. We should not be motivated by anger because of what's been going on for so long, for decades in our community, by the hand of Asian proprietors, businesses. We should only be motivated by the love for our people. What has been occurring and happening to our people. We love them enough to know, okay, it's time to move these people out. It's time to cut them loose. Our actions should be purely motivated by love and love for our people. That's it. All right. And that's the way that should be looked at. So, and if it's viewed as such, and this is to the Asian community, if it's viewed as such, then you guys will have enough integrity to understand, like, damn, yeah, we fucked off a good chance. Let's go on back home to our communities. Let's see if we can infiltrate the Mexican community. Let's see if we can find a way inside the white community. The very same community, that has sent you guys to work against us and have prevented you guys from going and working anywhere near them. So take responsibility, be accountable. That should be the first step. That should be the very first step for you guys, okay? Now, again, I have a clip, and I want to share this clip with you guys because I think it's necessary. You guys getting an understanding in terms of where we actually stand with this whole situation. All right. Now, this clip is by a guy, Eric Chow, I think. Seems to be a very popular YouTuber, and that's something you guys can go into. TikTok is a good friend of the Asian people. You can start creating content. That would probably be a good start. That would probably be a good start for you guys, because the fact of the matter is you're going to have to start over. But the thing is, it won't be in the Black community. Okay, that's just it. So the historical context, like I was saying, is real. Israel is just as real as Blacks are now saying it's time for you guys to go. All right. And the tension between Asian owned businesses and Black communities has deep roots. And they go far back as 1992, okay? The 1992 Los Angeles riots, where much of the conflict centered on this exact dynamic, all right? incidents of disrespect, of murdering our youth. Okay? Surveillance, physical altercations. And again, in cases where violence towards Black customers, particularly Black women, have been documented and are not imagined grievances. See, this is what a lot of you are refusing to accept, to admit to. This has been going on. It's nothing new to us. You want to make like it's new to you, that's fine, but it's not new to us. Now, on whether the current support is genuine or strategic, honestly, look, it's likely both are happening simultaneously. That depends on, let's see, the individual business owner. So we have these Asians coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, we support you guys, whatever. But really, what's the motive? What's the ulterior motive? It's real simple: to keep them businesses going, to bring Black customers back to these businesses. This is why we see you guys out here saying all these things. That's it. It's not really to be genuine about, okay, damn, we have really messed up. Because if that were the case, you guys would fall back and be like, yeah, let's fall back. Let's fall back because we've been wrong. We've wronged these people. That's not what you're doing. You're trying to defend it without mentioning Rick Chow or any of the others who've had a hand in the assaults, the disrespect, and the murder of our people. Real simple. This is real simple. Okay. Now, and others may be purely motivated, again, and this is what I was stressing just now: economic survival. That's all you're thinking about. But you're using this platform to, hey, we all got to get along, and Rick Chow was wrong, and anybody like him. But the real, the core issue for you guys is economic survival. It's not really, man, coming to the Black community and saying, you know what, how can we fix this without us attaching our economic survival to this issue? The reality is what's happening economically is affecting you guys. You don't know how to deal with that. That's a problem. Not just for you, that's a problem for us. That means that we can't trust nothing you say because we see what you're doing. You're just trying to get back in our good graces so you continue to open them doors, have our people go in and spend their money, and in a week or two, start back with the same shit. That's the problem. That is the problem. So the boycotts, and again, a lot of us, we don't call them boycotts. We call them the extraction of Asian businesses from our communities. All right. And these shutdowns, these blackouts, they are hitting hard. Put it like that. We know this for a fact. They're hitting you guys where it counts most. See, what counts most to you guys is not the relationship you have with us. That's on good current terms. That is about respect. The effect that's really affecting you guys are your pockets. We know this better than anybody. But based on that, you want your customers back because your bottom line is not being fulfilled. You're not making your money, no profit, nothing happening. Now, again, I have a clip. I'm going to bring this clip in. I've talked long enough. Before I do, as always, people, please like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe to TAP. You are tapped in, the art of political discourse. We appreciate your participation and viewership. Help us bring in new viewers and subscribers to this channel. We'd appreciate that very much. Now, without further ado, let's put it like that. Let's bring this clip in, and you guys tell me if what I'm saying makes sense as opposed to what we're hearing come out of this guy's mouth.
There is a lot of rising tension between the Asian and Black American community. The Black Americans saying, let's boycott some Asian businesses, and Asian Americans saying, stop attacking our people. And this is all being caused due to the
Oh my God.
acquittal of Rick Chow in the murder of CYRUS CARMACK-BELTON. And it's upsetting seeing.
So already he's wrong. He's gotten it wrong. And that's the problem with you guys in your community. You think this is all Rick Chow. You think that all this is just Rick Child. We're telling you, hey, man, this is decades. He's just the latest. You guys think that, oh, this all started because of Rick Child. No, this started because of people like Rick Child before Rick Child had already been disrespecting us, taking the lives of our people. It's way before Rick Child. But it's just an accumulation. It's a buildup of this behavior from your community towards ours that we've had enough of. Rick Child just is the poster guy, you know, on top of other posters. They're so thick. They're about that thick, you know, one upon the other. Yeah, you got it wrong.
This divide occur because we should all be, you know, with each other in solidarity as minorities, right?
Again, that's what they say. That's one of their talking points. Hey, we should all be together. We're all minorities. You guys weren't saying that, man, decades ago. You guys came into this country understanding that you would be placed in our communities as a wedge. You knew this, and you participated with that. You used the model minority myth. You came out, you would go on camera, you would say to us even, oh, we worked hard. All you got to do is work hard. You complain too much. You this, you that. See, that's the thing. When we hear them talk, they're just using their talking points. They're trying to dissuade us with BS words that has no substance. There's no weight behind anything that any of them are saying. There are maybe 2 or 3 who really get it. This guy doesn't get it. He's like the other 1,000 that are trying to, hey, we got to find a way to bring him back. You know, attitude and mentality. That's who he is. He doesn't see the big picture. He only sees what's affecting Asians. He's trying to find a way to get blacks back in their minds in line with Asians. This invisible bond he's speaking of, this unity, where did he get that from? We've never felt that way about you people because you've never felt that way about us.
I think we can all agree that Rick Child should be in prison. He shot and murdered a 14-year-old boy. However, why are we combating that with racism against one another? In my opinion,
because Asians they do that, man. Again, this guy, he's trying to play us, you guys. This is one example of them coming out of the woodwork. And when this don't work, guess who will be coming out of the woodwork in defense of them? Our people. It's funny how a lot of our politicians haven't supported what the black communities are pushing, advocating in terms of eradicating these businesses, these people from our community. It's funny, ain't it? But they'll come get your vote. They'll come beg you for your vote, but they won't come support the people. Resoundingly, the people are saying, we're done with them. Where are our black politicians in support of what the people are saying?
The only person that wins as the result of us attacking each other, you know, us unfairly discriminating against Black Americans unfairly discriminating against Asian Americans, are the bigots that support Rick Child being found not guilty. One man's actions should not justify demonizing an entire community. Calling in fake orders to Asian restaurants and boycotting small Asian businesses is not the answer.
Listen, you guys, you see, our skepticism is warranted. We have good reason to be the way we are, you know. History does show a pattern where solidarity statements emerge only during economic pressure, all right? And fade once businesses return to normal or that pressure is no longer applied, all right? And this is what they're striving for. But here's the thing, words, like without structural change, you know, really, it doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't matter. You know, your words don't matter. You coming into the situation now, and any of you talking about, okay, there'll be structural change. We'll hire blacks. We'll this, we'll that. It doesn't matter anymore. You know, it doesn't matter how you want to commit to changing how you treat the customers that you've been treating just foul, so foul and disrespectful for so many decades. You know, that doesn't matter anymore. We see you guys, we see you guys, you know.
Discriminate against everybody from Vermont because Chester Arthur is the one that signed the Chinese Exclusion Act? No, I think that's unreasonable. I like Bernie. I hope some justice is served for CYRUS CARMACK-BELTON and his family finds peace. There is a lot of rising tension between.
Okay, so there's his statement. And again, this guy's name is Eric Cow or Chol, something like that. My point is real simple. This is just another guy sent to drop a message to us in the hopes that they or he, along with others, can dissuade us from staying the course. Black people, stay the course. Stay the course. It's real simple. It's real simple. Do not fold. Do not bend. We've been doing that too long. We've been doing it too long. It is time now for us to rise up and do our own thing. Because again, anytime we tell people something, what do? Do they listen? Do they even pay attention to what we're saying? For the most part, no. They'll look at us and tell us we're dumb. We don't know anything. As if we haven't been here before all of them. We know the system better than the system knows itself. But we can't tell anyone anything. And some of these same people are the same people who voted for Trump. These MAGA Asians, these MAGA Mexicans, all of them. But then when we say, okay, well, we're going to sit this out, that's your fight. Oh, why aren't you helping us? We tried. You didn't listen. So when we say, hey, we're tired of you disrespecting our women, putting your hands on our children, killing our children. When we tell you that, and we tell you not just from the words that are coming out of our mouths, but by our actions, you want to say, hey, wait a minute, no, it's not like that. Then what was it? What was it like? What was it like? Can any of you express or go through, give us a shared experience where we did this to you? No. So how can you tell us what it was like? We tried to tell you what it was like on some real stuff, but no one listened. Here we are. We're at this point because, again, we dealt with a segment, a demographic that does not respect not just the black dollar, but black people. Let's call it what it is. We have people who trust and participate with the model minority myth. All right. All right. And this thing was constructed by the same oppressors. You know, see, now it's all we on the same team. But we've been telling y'all, man, for a long time. We know who the enemy is. Y'all just don't know that y'all work for the enemy against us. And then when we tell you what it really is, oh, yeah, we know. No, you never did. And if you did, you didn't care, you know. But this construct, it was initiated and put into, effect by white society and media way back in the 1960s, yo. The 1960s. And it was used as a political tool, so to speak, a wedge, all right? A tool to contrast Asian Americans and even some Latinos and Mexicans, against Black Americans during the Civil Rights era. You guys are so far, man, out of sync and connection with us, man. It's just shameful. And we, you know, again, we're just tired of talking about it. All right. So listen, you can continue to make all the TikTok videos you want. Black people have spoken. We're done. We're done. And rightfully so. Now, you really want to do the right thing? Back up and leave. Back up and leave. We're not worried about not surviving. We've survived the worst. No one's been through what we've been through. We don't worry about that type of thing. We're built to survive this stuff and overcome it better than any of you. So save your platitudes, save your comments and suggestions of solidarity and unity. You had an opportunity for that a long time ago, and you squandered that opportunity. You know, you're like the Mexicans, same thing. Same thing. And like everybody else, you were FA-FO. But do that packing. Do that packing. I say to the Black people, man and woman, stay the course. Stay the course. There is a bigger agenda that we have to start facing and dealing with. This is just the start. This is really nothing. This is not even the tip of the iceberg. But this is what leads to what's beneath the water table. It is time. Let's recognize that. Let's recognize that it is time for us to do us. B1 equals Black first. We're putting us first from now on. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Power is in the people, y'all. Power is in the people.
You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder a revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom.